the sounds, the faces, the behavior is very clear to those of us who live in the real world in reality. But to the mass catastrophe of these influencers and fans and followers, they are asleep to the realities of the world. They don't understand that people are violent because the violent people are their friends. Hi, friend. They give them fake smiles and then get lifted up as if they're getting something off of the platform, like Kristen Cavallari. When she's just she's just disgraceful. She's disgusting. It's like I can't even put into words how disgusting she is. Like her California Valley Girl talk and her lack of education, her lack of information should make you puke. But for some reason, she's still on platform getting jobs at Dear Media. That should be your platform. These people are living in sin, smiling to your face, and you say, yes, please, may I have another, while they hand you crumbs. Make movies. They hand you crumbs. They make movies. They drink. They show you their version of a rom-com, which is violent behavior with a man to a woman. They globally abuse everyone. They show you the Quan, but never you get the Quan. You get crumbs. And they're publicity engineers with agency partners who are literally abusing all of you while they're trading with partners. They're outdoor partners. And they're they're avatars of what you think is the ideal life, but they're showing you the devil. It's an essence of terrorism, while an essence of friendliness is attached to it, of inclusivity. They call it inclusivity. Of acceptance for bad behavior, which is the TRANS movement. So while you watch a topless man on the front lawn of the White House and you don't say anything about it, I don't care how old you are. I don't care how old you are. If you are a 5-year-old, if you are a 12-year-old, if you are a 15-year-old, if you are a 20-year-old, if you are a 30-year-old, and you see a nude person, any person, even if you weren't TRANS, and they were behaving like that on the front lawn of the White House, you, in your mind, should know there's something wrong with that shit. Although Joe Biden took a photo with it and acted as if it was great. He thought it was super. This is great for my brand and image, he said. Everybody needs equality. That's a criminal standing next to you. And he's giving the criminal a platform to be a criminal to teach you all how to be criminals. Because it's all global advertising. While they advertise through foreigners who don't even live in this country. So Mona Van is not American. Her money is not American money. It's Persian money. It brought down people died in Iran when her family was over in Iran. They have money that comes from dirt, comes from nasty, out of integrity shit. It's death. It's like death money. And all she wants is money. Money and fame, and for you to say, wow, you're great, so that she can tell you you're worthless. And then you look at her and you're either afraid of it, but you're the American and she's on your land. And then instead of battling it, which is what the Obama and Kamalas are trying to tell you to do, you say, please come on in. You say, please come on in to a devil-worshipping Muslim named Mona Van because you feel guilty that she's abusing you? Would you consider that might be narcissism? And that you don't quite understand the actual effects of a narcissistic personality disorder person because you think too highly of someone who's literally fueling her campaign? When you're not holding yourself accountable? Because you're too busy fame chasing yourself, but you're not worthy of fame. You've not done the work to be famous. You're actually standing there with your hand out saying, where's my money? That's why you want $25,000 to migrants. You want to give $25,000 for first-time home buyers for migrants. Would you say that that's inviting and drawing attention to foreigners to come into the country? So what do you think her policy is on foreign border? And how is Mexico hurting us? Why doesn't Mexico build a border? Because those people are crossing through Mexico to get here. So we're not in partnership with Mexico. Mexico has abused us. They've taken advantage of us, and they have for years, while they don't handle their own doo-doo shit, which is the cartel that they allow to bring fentanyl. Where's the fentanyl being made at? So while we tell you that Joe Biden wants to have a conversation with you, and then you come back and say what? Well, you're going to have to pay us. Well, that tells you everything about the Kamala Harris and Biden presidency. However, The View says she's running a flawless campaign. So The View supports the terrorism of this country because then they can sit on their little thrones and their circle round table of women and abuse everyone in vicious, vile, abusive ways so that you and your girlfriends can sit in the audience and act like you're part of some weird crew of psychopaths. When you have a husband that you don't like, children that you ignore, and a job you're miserable in, but you like to watch The View. You might want to think that the job's miserable, your husband and you are miserable, and you don't like your kids because you watch The View. Because you watch Mona Van's content. Because they devalue you in everything that you do. Because you're not good enough to be in front of the camera like Mona Van. Because Gary Vee chooses every day to stand next to a Persian instead of American. And then he brings an essence of what's value on his platform because Mona Van is literally spreading her legs while sitting on his lap. And he still won't stand up for what's right while telling you that he's a good person. And this is the reality of what we're dealing with foreigners who don't respect the Constitution. They don't respect our country. While the Democrats have, while Obama was in office, put all these foreigners who aren't from America, like the dude out of New York City, or their low-class BLM members like Letitia James, to degrade Chicago black people, by the way, to steal from us, which is what we're seeing out of New York City with the governor, with the mayor, and all the other people they're taking into court. But you as American citizens, what, are going to stay with the manipulation that that man is up to the right shit when they've got homeless people all over the place and you're going to give money to migrants? When those people on the streets were either Vietnam War veterans, abused by the system, which would be Los Angeles, or whatever, what other concern of what COVID did, because Obama did COVID too, to try to deteriorate the American spirit so that migrants can come in and lower the class of the American people so that you can spread your legs, show your tits off, and say that that's what modern day influencing is about. While you yap your jaw about teachers when the problem in the high schools are the students. The problem in the high schools are you students, not the teachers, not the parents, not anyone else. You're the problem. Too bad. I once worked with a 17-year-old little boy. He was working in movies in Nahana. And he was the most vile, vicious criminal. I would say that he's probably even worse than Mona Van. He deserves to be executed. He's only 17 years old. Life expectancy for teenagers and the youth, 20-somethings, is very low, by the way. They just don't really understand what life is all about. They think it's all about fame and fortune and money and watching Mona Van's legs spread in their face while he eats her out. He loves your fake implants, Mona Van. His name is Grayson Dixon. His sister is Grace Dixon, and he works at Sea Palms on St. Simon's Island, Georgia. He's a violent criminal. He's abusive. He's disgusting. He's lazy. He's fucking nasty. And he's his sister, who's a PORNO star, by the way. You know,